Coming at you live from my home studio in beautiful La Puente, California. This is the All Dodgers podcast. It is a Saturday edition of the show, which means it's spicy Saturdays. It's All Dodgers After Dark. We can say whatever we want, a little bit within reason. Obviously, we try to give this to the people who enjoy the occasional profanity in their streams, but generally we try to keep it clean on the channel. But hey, nothing happened yesterday, guys, right? Nothing? No Dodger games? I didn't see anything. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It was nothing going on at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, let's this is a hangout, you know. I figure we could all just be here, talking Dodgers, shooting the shit for a half hour, 45 minutes, air out our gripes and grievances about the team, look forward. I do want to talk about the state of the starting rotation because we do have some change coming up. Maybe a little bit more third base, Max Muncy talk, all that kind of stuff. But guys, sound off in the comments. Let me know what you want to talk about as well. This is Saturday. It's all for you guys. I don't have a lot of things prepared. I usually like to just go off of what the chat wants to talk about. Get voicemails in as well. We do have a couple of voicemails lined up on the show so far. Would love to get a few more in. 562-373-4095. I'll be checking for new voicemails periodically before the show ends. Let's get into the chat. I already see my guy, Kevin Uhas. There was a game yesterday? Didn't see anybody show up. The Astros showed up. Oh, boy. Man, what an ugly one at Dodger Stadium. Was an 18-1 final. Johnny Owen, reality check, had our asses handed to us. Absolutely. Just not a good game. Nothing about it was good. Another absolute stinker, by the way, for Ben Casparius, and we need to have a conversation about Benny Caps, the man that we've loved for a good little while here on the channel. Still love the dude, but he might be pitching out of, pitching in a role he's not ready for, Maybe, maybe not. I should be the only Noah allowed into that stadium. Did I miss something? Oh, Noah Davis. I got you, Noah Ortega, as you know. What's going on, buddy? By the way, guys, like the show, subscribe to the channel and all that kind of stuff. It really helps me out, Jeff out, Kevin out, all that kind of stuff when you do subscribe to the channel. That Ninja Dan, embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing game all around. But, guys, there's positives. Today, brand new ball game, brand new day to play a game, win a game. It's Shohei Day, as Simply Brandy points out. It's Ohtani Day. Happy birthday to Shohei, by the way. Do I have, let's do this one. This is the one. That seems like the proper use of that sound effect that I have built in on this software or whatever. Happy birthday to Shohei. Hey, he turns an age. What is he? Is he 31 now? 32? Whatever he is. He's perfect. He's never done anything wrong in his life. 31. He turns 31 today. And he makes his fifth start. Well, I guess I have the stats open here. I can look at it. Fifth start of the year, fourth start. Where do they hide pitching now? Whatever. I can't find it. It's somewhere. Oh, there it is. His fourth start of the year. His third at Dodger Stadium. It's also, what is it today? It's like not One Piece. It's some Hollow Live. It's Hollow Live at Dodger Stadium. I technically have a ticket to go to that and cover it as media. I kind of don't know if I'm going to be able to go or not as at this point. Does anybody know what Hollow Live is about? I kind of don't also. So maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's on me. Hand up accountability. I did not do enough research on it. But even so, let me know what the hell it's about. Matty Man 5 Dodge, being a voice of reason for us this morning, says good teams actually occasionally lose games too. And listen, get out of here with that bullshit. We don't want reasonable takes. But yeah, the Dodgers lose some games. They lost a couple of stinkers at home. There was a 16-0 loss this year, and now this 18-1. Both of those, I think, were Dodger Stadium records for like worst versions of losses in franchise history, or maybe Los Angeles history. Games that you don't want to keep thinking about. Diane says, guys, make sure you smash that like button for Clint Nation. Appreciate Diane always kicking ass in the chat and taking some names on occasion. Let's move down. Let's see what's new in the chat. There it is. BC saying historic loss ugly. Our new call-up Davis, Tanner, yeah, Craig Osterberg, Noah Davis, just not. Thanks for stopping by. I guess Noah Davis, not a good game. I don't want to talk obviously today's show is not a whole lot about. It's not going to be all about the worst game that anybody could have had on a 4th of July. Any Dodgers fans could have had, and also Astros fans. My God, like just whenever this sort of these series pop up, I'm just like, I want to stay off Twitter. It's just like such a toxic environment or whatever. To be on, watching Justin Verlander's brother think he has any sort of relevancy to the Astros beating the Dodgers in the World Series via cheating in 2017 and all that. But I do wonder, like, are we kind of done with don't be done with the Astros hate, but I don't care. Like, when we're coming up on, we're a little far away from 10 years. We've got a couple years. We're 8 years removed from that World Series. I don't care about it anymore. Dave Roberts mentioned it last night. Most of the players from the Dodgers and from the Astros, like, they have moved on. They're playing for different teams. They're retired. Whatever it is, it's like, kind of done with it. My thoughts. I don't know if people have different thoughts. I do know Richie Flores is in the chat, and he says 2 words for yesterday: horse shit. He also has a voicemail, and I'm sure he's going to have some displeasure for the Houston Astros being here. Matty Man 5 Dodgers 18-1. Bad? Oh, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Michael Salas, why did Roberts allow Davis to embarrass himself and the team? Why? What a lousy, rotten manager. So, what else is Dave going to do? He only has so many arms in there. And at some point when the game gets out of hand, what was it, the 6th inning, the Astros scored 10 on Noah Davis. It's like, the kid's got to be able to get 3 outs. Like, that's your fucking job. Get 3 outs. And Jack Dreyer was supposed to go 2 innings. He couldn't get through that. At some point, like, there needs to be the onus of accountability on the player for not doing the job, and these are the players that Dave Roberts has. The fact that it took him that much to get through that inning was pretty dang embarrassing. But yeah, I wish Dave would try to win every ball game, or try harder to win every ball game. Not that he can do a whole lot. That said, I don't know if he's a lousy, rotten manager, but it was embarrassing to leave Noah Davis out there a little bit. Like, that's tough. That is tough. It's a tough look for the kid, and that's one of those ones. I think of, like, Jake Reed in Chicago. What was it, last year, 2 years ago? Jake Reed is out of baseball now, but he absolutely had to wear a shellacking in Wrigley Field. Like gave up 6 or 8 runs or something, and it was bad all around, and it was kind of the same sort of feeling. It's like, why is he still in there? Why is this kid still trying to get outs when very clearly he has nothing, and all is this going to do is damage his career, damage his psyche, potentially, all that kind of stuff. It's a hard line to walk when you're trying to get through 27 outs. Kevin Uhas, I still boo the shit out of Altuve, Springer, Bregman whenever they come to town. I love this. Boo the players. I just, like, going on social media and still bitching about 17, that I'm less about. But yeah, Altuve deserves it. We don't even know if he was specifically cheating, but he benefited from other players cheating on that team, so you're guilty, by association. He deserves to be booed just for existing, and I'm always going to be happy with that. Springer as well, even though I've heard of Dodgers players making amends with all these guys and all that kind of stuff. MLB is the one who fucked the whole thing up, by the way, by not suspending any of the players involved. Rosa Mosa, that is how we say that name, with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Rosa says, overall, I'm happy with the team. A bad loss. Just play better baseball, move on, make changes as needed. Thank you very much, Rosa, for the level-headed chat and the super chat. That's what it is, Play better baseball. Overall, wash this game, move on. That's where we're at. That is exactly where we're at. And also, Christian Walker can fuck all the way off. Now he's doing it as a Houston Astro, which does make it feel worse as I'm telling people, hey, let's maybe get over the Astro thing. Christian Walker is the devil himself. I hate him. I hate him a lot. I hope he sprains a pinky toe and it doesn't affect him in any way, but it will hurt, and that he deserves that, because I decided. Guys, I think it's about time we listen to Richie, because Richie has some thoughts about the game, about all of the things. And guys, again, I'll say get your voicemails in if you have some thoughts here on this Saturday morning. I would appreciate everybody's thoughts, opinions, all that kind of stuff. You see the number on the screen, 562-373-4095. We'll be taking voicemails during the show here, but we're going to hear what Richie has to say. Everybody, sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hey, Clint. Happy Saturday to you. I hope you still have all 10 of your digits after celebrating 4th of July last night. You know, I'm a big believer in starting pitching sets the tone. And Benny C just didn't have it yesterday. I'm starting to think that maybe his role is better suited to what he's been successful at, which is being a piggyback guy or a both inning guy. But last night, it just didn't work out, and it pretty much set the tone for the rest of the day. Dreyer has been scuffling, and he's been kind of struggling a little bit, so that added fuel to the fire. And finally, the human tomato can. If there ever was a definition of a low leverage tomato can, then unfortunately Noah Davis is it. If you look him up in the back of his baseball card, all it says is DFA. You know, Noah, I'm just going to give you a little friendly advice from Richie from DeVore. You worked your whole life trying to get to this point, and all you are is just a human punching bag. Nobody was asking you to be 2014 Clayton Kershaw. All you had to do was go out there and throw strikes, keep the game respectable, and just eat up some innings. But you couldn't even do that. And then again, this is how much the Dodgers think of you. You were left out there to wear it. That's how highly they think of you. That's how bad you are to where you're expendable. Nobody gives a shit if you get yourself pounded into submission. And then there's Dave for even allowing it to happen in the first place, allowing the kid to get destroyed and get his ass lit up like a Christmas tree and basically not do a damn thing about it. And it didn't do anybody any good. Manny Machado thought that was fucked up. That's how bad it was. And then, of course, we got to bring in another position player that sets baseball back 1,000 years. And finally, let's get to my boy T.O. Yeah, I know he's wearing it right now. He's been awful in right field these last 2 weeks. He's been so bad he can't even catch a cold right now. But win the next 2 games and we're fine. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be bringing these kids up, they have to be productive. They got to go out there and give you some competitive innings. And again, nobody's asking them to be perfect. But it's really chicken shit to leave the kid out there to get just steamrolled. So fuck the Dodger Stadium parking lot. Fuck Manny Machado. Fuck the Padres. Fuck Tatis and Profar. And for the love of God, fuck the Ghost Runner. See ya.
Thanks for calling in, Richie in DeVore. Had some thoughts, had some opinions. Not as spicy from Richie as I thought it would be. I mean, when you get your ass handed to you to the tune of what was it again? 18-1 drubbing. It's hard to be like, what are we doing? Rah rah rah, and all that kind of stuff. It's more of like let's sit back. Let's plan to get past this, but also like let's maybe not put ourselves in this position again. And Noah Davis, for what it's worth, it's now 19.50 ERA this year. 5 games with the Dodgers, but this is a dude 7.71 career ERA with the Colorado Rockies entering this year. Like, he is absolutely just an arm to hang out for now. He is a jag. He's just a guy. That's all he is. Just thanks for stopping by. He's going to probably get DFA'd or optioned today, and then somebody else will come up and help out. UL Carter, I'm probably saying that wrong. Did I turn on Jim Rome? No. Is it me or is it the voicemails part of it? Very curious. My voice is a little shot. I did go to a Dodger game today, this week, to watch Clayton Kershaw strike out his 3,000th batter. So my voice is a little shot, and maybe that's giving me. I could try to hit a Jim Rome cadence if you want. Noah Davis, what up? Why you in the ball game, man? All right, I'm trying too hard, but I appreciate the comment there on the chat. Also, I should pause for a second to tell everybody about Bet Online, because Bet Online is the most trusted sports betting platform. It continues to be your number one source for sports betting action here in the year of our Lord 2025. Baseball season is in full swing. Football season is around the corner. Bet Online has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, even live in-game betting from MLB, UFC, tennis, NFL futures. Bet Online remains your choice for sports wagering info. We're struggling with the words today, but I promise you, I want to tell you about Bet Online, because in between games, you can head over to the Bet Online casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker. There's a live casino. Do check that out. Head to the website today. Take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses, weekly cash boosts, and more. Bet Online. The game starts here. Let's get back into the chat. Let's hang out a little bit. I do want to talk about Ben Casparius. I don't know if right now is the time to talk about Ben Casparius. Maybe right now is the time to talk about Ben Casparius. Before that, let's be a little positive. I think I saw our friend Noah Ortega left a voicemail, and I think it's erring on the side of positivity with Clayton Kershaw's, big performance. We'll call it that. His historic game on Wednesday. So let's hear what Noah has to say about a little bit of everything.
Well, what up, guys? It's Noah, as you know, and I gotta say, guys, I went to that game to see Kershaw get his 3,000 K, and that was an experience like any other. It literally felt like a postseason, and
That was cool.
How amazing the feeling and of a game it was. And if you actually have seen Star Wars, this actually reminded me of Star Wars Return of the Jedi. It's practically a two-parter. The first parter was Clayton Kershaw getting to 3K strikeouts, just like how Luke Skywalker and the others in Tatooine. And then for the second, it was finishing the game and ending it with a walk-off, same as with Star Wars Return of the Jedi. It ends with the final battle and the Death Star exploding. So it was amazing, best experience, and a lot. And I do mean a lot. I'm going to remember it for the rest of my life. But anyways, that's all I have to say, guys. But as you know, guys, fuck Manny Machado, fuck Fernando Tatis, fuck the Dodgers Stadium parking lot, and for the love of God, fuck the Ghost Runner. See ya!
We could say bad things here on Saturdays. What the fuck? Why not? Appreciate Noah calling in with some thoughts about the Kershaw game. Again, I was there. It was really cool. We talked about this a few times, but it was really cool watching the entire stadium be just behind every single pitch. It's pretty special, especially for a June game with very little meaning overall against a very, very bad White Sox team. So shout out Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw, what up? All right, that was my last Jim Roman there. Mario Torres, who are these people that call in? They sound creepy AF. Mario, why don't you call in? Let's hear what you have to say, brother. Or, you can just talk crap on the internet, but appreciate the comment either way. All right, BC, that's a good question there. When's the last time a team with a 4.30 plus team ERA won the World Series? I don't know. I can't imagine a very, very often. But the thing I think we can kind of hang our hats on is we know a lot of the arms this team is running out. Not the arms that are going to be playing important roles for them in October. We're not going to see Noah Davis potentially ever again in our lives in a Dodgers uniform after last night. Ben Casparius will be in a bullpen role where he is probably better suited. You hope there's going to be a healthy, and a good Tyler Glasnow back. You hope there's going to be a healthy and good and dominant Blake Snell in the starting rotation by the time we get to October. Maybe Roki Sasaki in the mix. But as of right now, all of the worst pitchers, all of the bad arms we've seen this year that have really inflated that team ERA that we just talked about, the 4.3, which I think is like, now the Dodgers are more in the bottom third in baseball when it comes to team ERA. They have not been good, but a lot of that is inflated by very, very bad pitchers that don't belong on this team. Kevin Uhas with the $20 super chat. What's going on, buddy? Appreciate Uhas giving some love to the chat, to the super chat button feature that you guys all can push here on the internet. Just saying. Anyways, so Saturday is for the boys. I like the Ghost Runner, and hopefully our pitching picks it up after the All-Star break. Appreciate, again, the super chat and the sentiment there, and the hashtag free Richie. Yeah, they pitching staff has no choice but to pick it up after the All-Star break, and I think they will. I think everything is trending to get better after the All-Star break. So let's talk about, well, we have another another super chat. This came in, our buddy, our pal, Richie Flores with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Richie. Says Altuve is the only guy I know who needs a stepping stool to get into the batter's box. Hey, Jose, leave a voicemail. Is it Jose? Isn't it Mario? Who said that one? Anyways, he says, leave a voicemail, then you could pop off, which is fair. But I appreciate Richie for the super chat and a little bit of Jose Altuve hatred, because why not? Anyways, the point I was getting to here, let's talk more about Ben Casparius, because Benny Caps has been struggling. This is just an absolute reality, and this gets into a greater conversation about the state of the starting rotation. But since Ben was moved out of his like true bullpen kind of a bulk role, he's been ass. He's been booty. You wonder, has he been overexposed? Last night it did look very much, and I'll fully admit, did not watch very much of that game. I didn't really see much at all outside of lowlights on social media of Casparius' outing. But of the things I saw and the hacks I saw Astros players taking on him, methinks Benny Caps was tipping. And I think Bulldog even mentioned at some point during the broadcast that there's a likelihood that Ben Casparius was tipping his pitches, because they were getting some very good swings off. That said, Casparius said after the game, he's like, maybe I'm getting a little too predictable. He thinks teams are doing better homework on him, which also is probably an accurate assessment. But regardless of all that, he has not been good. The numbers say he has not been good. Over his last 20 and 2/3 innings, he has given up 20 earned runs, which is an 8.71 ERA, and that has been since he was anointed by Dave Roberts, is told you're going into the starting rotation, which was a lie, because he ended up being in a bulk role almost immediately after. He started one game, and then he started obviously yesterday, but for the most part, he's been piggybacking an opener, which hasn't really yielded very good results. Either way, change is coming. Dave Roberts did confirm Ben Casparius is going back to the bullpen, which means there is space in the starting rotation. Better arms hopefully coming. I think this team is better with Ben Casparius. Like, Benny Caps being in the bullpen means we don't need to see somebody like Noah Davis pitching for this team, somebody like Luis Garcia pitching for this team, and that is something that should make us all incredibly happy. Ben was very good. Benny Caps, Casparius, whatever you want to call him, very good in that relief role. But I see Diane saying it right there in the chat. Sheehan, yes, Emmett Sheehan should be coming back. I believe he is unofficially, maybe it's officially by now, he was slated to start tomorrow, or is expected at least to start tomorrow at Dodger Stadium in the finale against everybody's favorite Houston Astros. Let me see if I can find probables here on the social media. Dodgers TBD as of this moment for the Astros series finale there. But Emmett Sheehan in his first start of the year, back from Tommy John, was very, very good. Absolutely very, very good. Kevin Uhas saying Sheehan would feed generations being back in that rotation, and I do think we see that. We will see that starting tomorrow. We're going to see that moving forward until at least Blake Snell comes back. The other factor to mix in here, Tyler Glasnow, also expected to return and rejoin the starting rotation this week. A little bit of a mixed bag in his that's probably being kind to a mixed bag, but he didn't have himself the best of times in his minor league rehab assignment, especially at AAA. It was not very good. He gave up I don't have the numbers in front of me, just plainly not good. You hope he's treating it like spring training. You got to figure Glasnow has been out for a good long stretch of time, so for him to just be trying to get some pitches, build up the pitch count, not necessarily worry about the results. I think that's what you're trying to do. Mario saying in the chat as well, Robo has earned talking about Justin Wrobleski has earned a rotation spot. I love his role in that bulk. I love his bulk role. I think he's very good at that. It's worth noting that in his career, I agree with the sentiment. I think he is an unofficial starter with the opener because in his career starting, he has like a 6 or 7 ERA, and in relief, it's closer to like 1.5, maybe 2. So Wrobleski's absolutely going to remain in the mix. He's somebody who's likely going to be the continued piggybacker to Shohei Ohtani as he continues his long, methodical, slow buildup, which I'm fine with. And I love that tandem, by the way. Having Shohei and Robo, that's a pretty good 1-2 punch, which is something the Astros should be seeing today. But if we're resetting the starting rotation, by the time this team comes back home to LA after a road trip, they're about to go on a 2-city road trip, and then it's the All-Star break. Then they come back home. So we're looking at really 2 weeks or something like that. They'll be back home in LA. We should have a starting rotation of Yamamoto, Glasnow, Kershaw, Sheehan, of course, Shohei Ohtani with Wrobleski mixed in there. And that's a pretty decent 5. And then at some point you do mix in, once again, Blake Snell. He is trending in the right direction. Roki Sasaki is apparently trending in the right direction, even if he's not really doing a lot of big-time baseball activities to get himself ready to rejoin the starting rotation. I don't really know what the ultimate Roki Sasaki plan is going to be, but still, the rotation is going to feel a lot better. Having Glasnow, just having an adult, seeing how far he can take being healthy is going to go a long way for this team. But I think we will feel better. Donnie Boy says, I'm okay with Glasnow coming back. Let him figure it out, build back up. There's a reason this team traded a couple of very good ball players to get him with Ryan Pepio and John DeLuca. Tyler Glasnow, when he's healthy, when he's right, is one of the, we'll say, a top 20, 25 pitcher in baseball, maybe. I don't know if that's too high. When he's right, he's very good. And he makes the Dodgers that much better. They need him back. They need to figure out what the hell they're going to get out of him because he's still under contract for another, 4 years after this year. But plainly, they just need him so we can stop having this, going back to Uhas's message a little bit ago, how bad the team ERA is. Second half needs to be better, and it will start getting better, honestly, before the second half starts because you are injecting or inserting Glasnow into that starting rotation. You're going to add Sheehan back to the mix, and we'll feel better. Hopefully you guys feel better. I don't know. I think I feel a little bit better at that idea. Richie with the 199 Super Chat. Thank you very much, Richie, for helping out the show and continuing the chat, keeping it going. It says Glasnow will go back on the IL for dandruff. Bruh, we're trying to maintain a positive spin to this and hope for the best when it comes to Tyler Glasnow rejoining this rotation and being healthy, and for the love of God, staying healthy. I would rather him be hurt in the early part of the season and come back and be good. I guess last season sucked not having him around, even though they ultimately did get to a World Series title. I guess, yeah, just be happy. Dodgers are going to be getting better. This is 162 is all just in the way of the postseason, I guess is what we'll say. Yuha says Otani, Yamamoto, Kershaw, Snell, Sheehan, and Robleski is a nice rotation. Yeah, and then you get to those top four of Otani, Yamamoto, Kershaw, Snell being the main dudes in October. And I noticed you don't have Tyler Glasnow in there. Are you foreshadowing? Are you making your bold prediction here that Glasnow will not be around in October? Maybe not. Let's take some more comments. Let's hang out with everybody here. Scott Slater says Casparius was never a starting material like him, but just the facts. Good pen piece though. Hashtag Go Dodgers. Appreciate Scott hanging out with us in the chat. Which is, I've spoken to a number of people who have paid a lot of attention. They pay a lot of attention to the minor leagues, and obviously Ben Casparius came up as a starting pitcher in the minor leagues. First time he really ever pitched in relief was with the Dodgers last year, making his big league debut in relief, and he was filthy, absolutely disgusting. He was somebody I didn't even know about before he made his major league debut, but the sentiment I got is like he's going to be really good. He's going to be really good in a starting role. I think he wasn't given a fair shake here. I think, the team, I'm not going to single out Dave, but I think the team kind of they said you're going in the starting rotation, and then they didn't really mean it. And they kind of pulled back on it. And I think maybe that mentally messed with them. I don't know. The results say he's not right either way. But maybe at some point he gets another shot in the starting rotation. Hopefully the team just keeps getting better where that's not really in the conversation. You don't need to have him in the starting rotation because they would be a lot better with him in the bullpen, especially with guys like Evan Phillips done for the year with the Tommy John. You still are without Blake Trinan, who is progressing. To have another arm towards the back end of the bullpen to help out Tanner Scott, Kirby Yates, rely a little bit less on Vesia and Bonda to kind of do everything in those 6-7 innings. That's where Ben Casparius is very much needed. And hopefully he gets back to dominating in that role, because this year he was very, very good in that role. I mean, outside of that, sixth game of the year for him, he had a real bad blow up, gave up like 5 runs or whatever. I think he had an ERA or just a little north of 1.5 over a good stretch of time. And these are just meaningless numbers I'm throwing out. Point is, he was very good for a while when he was in that role. Noah saying we need Casparius to be ready to pitch when Glasnow leaves in the second or third inning. My God, I wouldn't say it's vitriol for Tyler Glasnow. It's we don't trust him. And I understand that. I fully understand that. And I'll say, Mario, all it takes is a little rain to get him frazzled. Shout out that start in Chicago, I think it was. Yeah, like, I forgot what I was saying, but there was a couple of points where I was doing these sort of resetting the starting rotation ideas, and I honestly completely forgot about Tyler Glasnow. Just a reality. That's where I'm kind of at. Like, are you really going to be around? Are you really going to be around? Hopefully. Kike Hernandez's ERA is lower than Noah Davis. Oof. Rough. That's a tough one to see. I loved yesterday in the postgame, Dave Roberts mentioned that finally, like, he really didn't want Miguel Rojas pitching in that game last night. Kind of just ran out of arms. And that's what happens. That's where we get him back in the ball game. Dong Kim asking, what is Clint's coffee preference and type of extraction method? So I'm not that knee deep into the coffee. I don't do the beans. I don't do like the extraction or whatever. I'm, for the most part, give me a pod or like grounds into one of those little things that you could put into a Keurig. Or in this case, with the guys you see behind me at Heritage 1857 coffee, which is what I'm drinking this morning. The Vietnamese blend 3-in-1, very, very good coffee. Appreciate Don Kim asking about the coffee. This is just an instant. It's pretty dang good. But mixed what Mixel Fixel? Did I get that? Mixel Felix? That guy, the name you see on the screen, mixing it with some Johnny Blue. Not right now. It's not even noon yet, but maybe later. I got some Jim Beam. I got some Jack laying around. Maybe I do that. Anyways, I keep it simple. Splash a little cream and sugar. Not even sugar. Sorry, just some creamer in there. Have a good time. But, yeah, shout out to those guys. They sent me a bunch of coffee. I met them at some event, and I was like, hey, I like your stuff. Want to work together? They sent me coffee, and that's what we drink here on Saturdays. Drink Heritage. Anyways, that's that. Light Roast V60 for O'Donnell Boy. The other one I really, really love, by the way, is what is it? The Pete's Major D, like Major Dickinson or whatever. My friend and I call it Major D. Anyways, that's what I got. Jeff asking a good question here. Jeff asking, any chance Graterol will be back at all? Thought he was done for the year. Good question, Jeff. There is a high chance right now that he will be back. The goal is that he will begin a minor league rehab assignment sometime in August, and then could be an option for the back end of the bullpen by the time we get to September, and that'll go a long way. Because again, if we're talking about this team having a really shitty ERA now and being better in the second half, everything is just trending in the right direction in that second half with Snell, with Glass now in the rotation, but in the bullpen, Trinan, knowing Casparius will likely be back in there. Brusdar Graterol back in the mix. You feel a lot better. Edgardo Henriquez, his back throwing, 100+ mile an hour cheddar at AAA. Some people have kind of speculated that he's sort of being buried right now at AAA just because of the idiotic way in which he broke a toe during spring training. That wasn't ever revealed exactly what happened, but the team was very disappointed in how he broke his toe, likely being dumb and kicking something. But he's another dude who could be in the mix to help this team out on the 40-man roster already. Could be in the mix to help this team out. Honestly, at any point in time, if they need him today, as they get rid of Noah Davis, you could see it being that way. Team going to be much better in the second half. And yeah, I completely forgot this one right here. I just see NS talking to BC in the chat. Those are a lot of letters, but saying Michael Kopech right now also on the IL with what was it? I think a ankle, or not an ankle thing, but lower body. I forget exactly what it was. Nothing terrible, but he didn't want it to affect his arm, whatever it was. I think it was like a calf or hamstring, whatever. Lower body tissue thing on the IL. He'll be back in the mix, and you'll have a very, very good bullpen by the time we get to the month of October. And that's the most important thing, again, for this team, is just having enough healthy, dominant bodies ready to go by the time we get to October. All of this. Thank you. Mario says it was a knee injury. I think it was knee inflammation. That's what it was. We found it. There's going to be some options. Court also getting in there. Kopech with the knee inflammation. But that's about it, guys. I don't have very much more to say. I really wanted to just talk about Casparius and the state of the starting rotation, kind of complain about yesterday's game a little bit, and look forward to today. I feel better today. You have Shohei Ohtani on the bump. You have Wrobleski. I didn't see if it's official, but I'm assuming Wrobleski piggybacking him. Dodgers need a win because they're not going to get swept by the Houston Astros, so we can feel a lot a bit better if the Dodgers get some runs on the board today. Don't care 187 joins us in the chat. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you in here. The Wade Post asking about Zach Penrod in AAA. I'm assuming the Wade Post is Zach Penrod's cousin or brother or close personal friend, because people usually don't ask about Zach Penrod. And honestly, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about him. I don't even know if he's pitching with them at AAA right now, or I'm looking up numbers as we speak, but I don't know if he's pitching with them yet or if he is doing. Yeah, he has. He's gotten into 2 games, 4 innings, 1 earned run. So not terrible there, but if he's like the next arm up instead of Noah Davis, which could be a thing. They have a few of those arms laying around on the 40-man who can kind of just jump in and take Noah Davis's spot. He's there. He's alive, I guess. But I hope he's not an option come October. I hope you're not friends with him, but appreciate the comment. Richie asking, Dodgers being honest with injuries, and if they told you Coyotes make great pets, would you believe them? Yeah, Dodgers don't tell you all the injury things. This we know. But that's how it goes. Mixel Felix, whatever, again, I don't know how to say it. Want to see Hassan Kim. This is what I'm going to leave everybody with. Want to see Kim and Altuve wrestle. Listen, man, I'm not here to kink shame. That's all I got. I'm not here to kink shame even slightly. But guys, that's about it. Again, I just wanted to hang out with you for a little while on the Saturday. Hope you enjoyed it. The throat's a little pause. Throat's a little shot, so I'm gonna give myself some vocal rest until I'm back on Monday. Likely on Dodgers territory on Monday. Alana will be back. We'll have a guest. Jeff will be live here on the channel tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. If anything goes crazy, we might post game something. I still don't know if I'm going to the game today because I have a ticket technically, so we'll figure that one out. But guys, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, hanging out with me here on the Saturday. Hopefully you had some fun. I did. I always enjoy our Saturday hangs. It's a lot of fun talking Dodger baseball with you guys. Appreciate the super chats to everybody who left the super chat. You guys keep the show going. You keep the lights on here at all Dodgers headquarters in both La Puente and Pleasant Grove, Utah, and whatever city I forget that Kevin lives in the greater Chicagoland area. But Diane has a good point, guys. Make sure you mash that like button on the way out. Hit it. If you haven't hit it yet, hit it at least 3 times so you know that it counts. Subscribe to the channel if you would not mind, if you're not already subscribed. I want to thank our channel members here on YouTube, our Patreon supporters as well for helping us keep the lights on. If you guys are looking for a different way to support the show, support me, Jeff, the channel independent Dodgers coverage here on the internet for much less than the price of a Dodger dog. Do check out patreon.com/realfrg or click the join button here on YouTube. With that, you get access to our Discord server where we're always talking about Dodger baseball. Sometimes we're having group therapy when the Dodgers are losing 18-1. It's usually a good time in Discord, so do check that out. There's also game watch-alongs. I think we have one coming up. We're going to try to do one next Friday. I believe it's against the Giants. Not 100% certain, but we also have game meetups, all that kind of stuff that you can only know about through Patreon or YouTube members. So do check that out if you would not mind. Craig helping me out says warm water and salt gargle. I'm going to do that. We'll get our voice back on track. But I'm Real FRG on all the social media things. Give me a follow if you would not mind. Follow the other guys you see on this channel. Kevin Skinner at Skinner7Kevin. Of course, Jeff Snyder, Snydog. He'll be back with you tomorrow, Sunday. And we'll see you on the next one of these. Okay, bye.